Yo! Welcome to Coco's Basement. Before we get started with this video, just want to remind you all that there is a free downloadable PDF that goes along with this lesson. The link is in the description box below here on YouTube. If you are like me, mad keen about bass guitar and looking for a little inspiration and things to practice, then why not hit that red icon in the corner and that will subscribe you to this YouTube channel. You can also smash that notification bell and that'll keep you up to date on all the latest video uploads at Coco's Basement. I've got 2 videos per week and this is all based around practice routine for the week. The first video is released on a Wednesday, which is me playing through one of the transcriptions that are available to download for free at my website www.cocosbasement.com. And then the Saturday video is a lesson breakdown on some technical aspects of playing bass as well as some musical concepts to practice. So that's what goes on at Coco's Basement. Make sure that you subscribe. I hope you enjoy this video. So this lesson video is all about left hand slap. Now, what is left hand slap? So as everyone knows or should know, the slap technique is all dominated around the thumb. But left hand slap is a part of the technique in order to create some fast motion that makes it look like the thumb is doing more than what it is. And also, it's how a lot of these players like Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller, and the list goes on, do all these crazy triplets. They all come from the left hand, and it's a combination of thumb pop and left hand. In this lesson, I'm going to first of all describe how it works and basically ways to practice it. So I've got a few routines that you could do to get the left hand up to speed and get it evened out between the thumb and the left hand. And then the last part of the video is basically a typical groove using just the thumb and the left hand. So make sure you hang around to the end to check out the groove. If you've got any questions regarding this lesson, again, pop them in the comments box below. So let's change angles and play some bass! Left hand slap. What is it? How does it work? What does it look like? So basically a left hand slap is where, like the description says, the left hand comes down on the fretboard and slaps against it. The common mistake is a lot of people make is that they either use one finger to do it, which ends up tapping on the fretboard, and that's not what you want. You don't want a sound to begin with. All you want is a percussive sound. So you want that kind of thing. Like with all slap, the problem being is controlling the strings so they don't ring out. So one way to do that is making sure that basically when I left hand slap, most of the time it's with these 3 fingers. And the index finger covers the strings I'm not using. So if I'm using the E, the index falls across the A and the D and the G, so you get no sound. And then the left hand comes down, so it means that when you're doing open E strings, everything's clean apart from that one note, and when you come down, your fingers are coming across, the strings are coming across this part of your hand. So basically the 3 fingers are coming down on the strings and you get this percussive sound. So that's the mechanics of it, and you want to really balance out the sound between the thumb and the dead note. So one way to do it is doing dead notes, just going and trying to mimic each sound. So exercise 1 is basically getting used to using an open string and then followed by a left hand slap. So it sounds like this. All I'm doing is using 8th notes, which should sound like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The mechanics of it is open E with the thumb and then a left hand slap. And you'll notice when the left hand slap happens, it's choking out that E string. So So that's the mechanics of it. So I'm now going to perform exercise 1 nice and slow, and then at a medium tempo, and then a fast tempo, just so you can see where it starts off and where you have to be accurate with each other in terms of the evenness. So I've advised practice with a metronome, and then speeding it up so you can see where this technique can go. So exercise 2 is similar to exercise 1, so that's the open E with a left hand slap. So 1 and 2 and then it doubles up, so it's now in 16ths for the second half of it. So you have 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. That's the count. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and it is 16ths. So this whole idea of these two bars is basically shifting between 8th notes and 16th notes. It's still the same technique, but pivoting between the two rhythms helps you gain control of what exactly you're doing with this. So the common mistake I see a lot of bass players make is that they first get the technique together, but that's as far as they take it, and then you just expect everything to happen and it sounds sloppy. So again, the main thing is muting the strings. So it's only the E string that's sounding out. Nice and slow, it's thumb slap, left hand slap, thumb on open E, left hand slap, and then that doubled up. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 3 and a 4 E. So that's exercise 2. So I'm now going to perform exercise 2 along with the metronome at various tempos, beginner, medium and advanced, so you can get the idea of this exercise. So exercise 3 basically is now changing it up slightly. So we're doing the same open E, but we're now in a triplet. So that's 3 notes per beat. So it's 8th note triplet. So it's 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3, or 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3. So what we want to do is we do the open E, then left hand slap, and then a dead note. And that's the 3 note grouping. So you'll notice that again, holding the strings that I'm not using, and when I'm coming down I'm trying to make it strong and come across all strings, so I get that nice kind of even tap across the strings. So advise you to start slow, get the motion together, and then in time it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm now going to perform it again at 3 different tempos, just so you can get used to this technique. Exercise 4 is now incorporating an extra thumb, so we're now even out into 4 notes per beat. So that's 16ths, so 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a is the count. What we're doing is a thumb on open E, left hand slap, and then a dead note with the thumb, and then another one with the thumb. So it goes. So the rhythm is. And this is then just a matter of building it up. So what I suggest to start off with is nice and slow, just getting the even movement. Keep that going for a while, and then once you feel comfortable, try and speed it up just freely, naturally, without a metronome. Don't try going full in to the full tempo, but just take the time to even out the sound, make sure your strings are muted, that kind of thing, everything's clean, because good practice from the beginning just basically builds upon strong technique and strong foundation. So if you rush in and you've got open strings gallivanting all over the place, so if it sounds like this, you're kind of doing it wrong, in the sense that you want to keep things clean. So I maybe spend like 10 minutes just solidly keeping that consistent at a manageable tempo, and then try and speed it up. And then once you can get the free motion of it, I would suggest sitting down with the metronome, because the metronome is where you're going to give you problems. If you're not used to practicing with the metronome, it's going to give you problems in terms of making sure that you bang on the beat with that E. So the main thing is you're focusing on is bang on the beat on beat 1. So each beat is just, and start involving the other notes. So I'm now going to perform exercise 4 along with a metronome at 4 different speeds. So check that out. Exercise 5 is basically similar to exercise 3. It's in a triplet, but this time what we're doing, instead of doing an open string, we're going to try and incorporate this left hand slap on a fretted note. So I've chose D, so we're going to go. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting the 5th fret with the thumb, then I'm coming down with a left hand slap just over the strings, and then a dead note. And I'm either doing the dead note on the A string or the E string. I usually do it on the E string just to keep that note nice and fat. So the triplet feel is 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3. So gradually speeding it up. Now the key is making sure that fretted note is on and then off. Don't hold it down. Hear how it's ringing out? Hear how the note cleans up now? So pay attention to that. Keep that D note short. And how you do that is you're just fretting and then lifting your finger off the note or off the fret, but not off the string. So it's a good thing to practice. So it's one left hand, so it's thumb on the 5th fret, left hand slap, and then dead note. And then just loop that. So I'm now going to perform this at 3 different tempos just to give you an idea of it. The last exercise is actually a groove, so now we're going to incorporate what we've learned and we're going to establish it into some sort of musical phrase. So this is just a kind of a typical thing that you might find in if you're learning a level 42 piece, for instance, or maybe a Stanley Clarke thing. This all kind of comes from that kind of school of playing. So it starts with an open E as all the other exercises. So then a left hand slap, and then 2 dead notes. That's in 16ths, so that's. And then I'm going to hit the D with, which is the 5th fret on my A string, hammering onto the 7th fret. So I'm going to hammer on, and followed by 2 dead notes on the E. So that's. So we've got, so that's the first 2 beats. Then the next 2 beats is basically, I'm fretting the 5th fret on the D string, which is the note G. Then I'm left hand slapping, and then dead note on the A string. And then I'm basically doing that pattern again, except I'm moving down to the 4th fret. Left hand slap, dead note, and then hammering back on to the 5th fret to the 7th fret. So it goes, that first bar goes, So it's a nice wee technique to get together because it's incorporating fretted notes along with hammer-on notes, and this is something that you'll find, and this is what makes it sound faster than what it should be. So, or faster than what your thumb is actually doing. So it gives the illusion that the thumb is just doing all this work when it's actually partly in conjunction with the left hand. So the same with the last bar or the second bar of that groove. It's the same thing. So it's open E, left hand slap, then 2 dead notes. Then the second beat is a hammer on E again, on D, hammer on to E, and then 2 dead notes. So that's just the exact same as the first bar, and then we do the same thing. We go down, left hand. We hit the 5th fret on the D string, which is the note G. Left hand slap, dead note, then F sharp, which is the 4th fret on the D string. Left hand slap, and then the last one we hit the E, which is the 2nd fret on the D string, and we hammer on to A. So Marcus Miller was a master of this, is hammering onto notes on other strings, which makes it again sound the illusion that you're playing more than what is needed. So that's the line. So it's similar to the first line, but instead of going up and hammering on to the 5th fret to the 7th, you work your way down. So that's the first one. The second one. So you can kind of look at this as a line over E minor, that kind of vibe. So that's it. Hear how I'm hammering onto that C note. So that's what you need to work on. So I'm now going to play this exercise at 3 different tempos, slow to begin with, so you can practice along, get the motion, know how it flows within the groove, and then I'll speed it up. Yo, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave me a little thumbs up? That would be greatly appreciated. If you've got any comments regarding this lesson, or if there's any lessons you would like to see in the future, why not leave me a comment in the comments box below here on YouTube. And like I say, hit that notification icon if you are looking for more stuff to practice. I've got 2 videos per week, one on a Wednesday and one on a Saturday, so be sure to check that out. Before I go, I just want to give a big massive shout out to AC Guitars for sponsoring this video. AC Guitars makes amazing custom instruments. Check out www.acguitars.co.uk for more information. The link will be in the description box below. So, thanks again, AC Guitars, you're super duper. So before I go, I just want to give a big massive shout out and a thank you to all my patrons and paid subscribers to my website. Your kind donations have really helped with the upkeep of the website. As you can imagine, website maintenance could be pretty costly. So thanks again for supporting Coco's Basement. I really appreciate it. So Thanks! If you're interested in helping out Coco's Basement, you can do so by following the link below to my Patreon channel, and you'll get access to content that isn't available at Coco's Basement. There's a tier system there, so you've got the option of doing various different things, including I offer transcribing songs at your request. So be sure to check that out. The link is in the description box below. But even better, I would hope that you would consider paying a monthly subscription to my website. The link will be in the top corner there. In return for that monthly subscription, you'll gain access to premium content that isn't available at Coco's Basement. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you on the next one. 2 videos per week, one on a Wednesday, one on a Saturday. Hope to see you then. Bye!